Hey, what's going on, everybody? Real Sports Updates here, back again with another video. Um, Yesterday I seen something interesting on Instagram. It was the NBA trainer. His name is Chris Johnson. His Instagram is Chris Johnson Hoops. And yesterday he posted a video of Rajon Rondo and Ben Simmons working out. Now, part of this, part of this workout that he recorded was them shooting. Um, and they were taking turns shooting threes from the left side of the court, and they're taking turns shooting threes, and they're making them. And we know Rondo has gotten better as a shooter, but Ben Simmons, uh, his shot looked pretty damn good. His shot looked pretty damn good. Now this is coming off the heels of a really tumultuous playoff series with the Atlanta Hawks, which the Sixers lost. Um, and Ben Simmons was criticized, and rightly so. He did not shoot the ball that last game that they played. I believe it was game 7. Yeah, it was game 7. He looked like he was afraid or timid to shoot the ball. So this comes just a month and a half, 2 months um, after this series went down. So he's he's here on Instagram shooting threes, and this is, if you're a Sixers fan, you have to think that this is a big slap in the face. Um, it's a big slap in the face, and it's basically Ben Simmons telling all of you to kiss his ass. Uh, he's clearly capable of shooting. Why he doesn't, nobody knows. Nobody knows. He hasn't talked about it. He hasn't mentioned anything. He's clearly capable of shooting. And he's a lefty, and his shot looks really good. His shot looks good. He doesn't have any weird hitches in his shot. He's not he doesn't have like a Lonzo Ball motion or anything that has to be coached out of him. It's a really good, smooth looking shot, especially for a left-handed player. Um, I I don't know. I don't know why he I don't know why he doesn't shoot. I don't. I really don't, and nobody can answer it. And mind you, this is all coming off of reports. We've seen some reports last week. It was several reports that came out that said that Ben Simmons has not spoken to anybody in the Sixers organization. Um, they've tried to call him. We've heard the GM. I think Elton Brand, the president of basketball operations, is Daryl Morey, and I think Doc Rivers. All three of them have tried to reach out to Ben Simmons, and they haven't gotten any response from him. So he's completely went dark on the organization. And I believe I seen a report too that said he hasn't talked to Joel Embiid either. Um, and I don't know. I guess he's just maybe fed up with them, or maybe he was irked at the post game press conferences after that game 7 against the Hawks in the playoffs. Maybe it pissed him off. I don't know. He doesn't talk very much, so we really don't know what he's thinking. Um, but to come out here for that video to get posted, um, obviously these guys are these trainers are um, they don't post anything that the players don't want to be posted. And I never see any of these trainers posting videos of players missing. I never see any of the summer workouts I see from NBA players. It's always crossovers, dunks, and a bunch of made shots. I never see anybody posting their missed shots or you know their low lights or whatever. Obviously, and we can expect this, but for Ben Simmons to allow this to be posted, um, just like I said, a month and a half after this really bad playoff series that you had, I don't know, man. I don't know. It just seems very very deliberate and kind of petty. I think. I don't know. It's something about it just kind of screams pettiness to me. Um, for everybody to to see how well he's able to shoot, um, I know it's very different in an NBA game as opposed to you working out with the trainer or whatever. I get it. I understand the differences, but it's the same. You're doing the same thing. It's the same motion, um, same size ball. The rim is at the same height. Um, you know, and it's something that you've been doing your whole life. So it just seems very slap in the face, very kiss my ass. Um, and he's made it clear to the Sixers that he does want to be traded. The Sixers have been trying to find a willing sucker for him. Um, they've been trying to get James Harden type of compensation for him. We've seen I've seen some reports that said that they wanted 4 first round picks and 2 or 3 uh, good players, like borderline star players and stuff like that. So the Sixers are trying to find anybody that wants to kind of take Ben Simmons in and people the teams who see him as a superstar, and I don't think any teams view him as that, especially after tumultuous playoff performances. Um, NBA players have to know that bad playoff performances will lead you. It leads to it leads to a slow career progression path. Like, meaning you're not going to get big contracts after that. You're not going to be a valuable, not necessarily valuable, but not a essential player in the trade or whatever. If you play bad in the playoffs, man, it that seems to stick in the minds of other teams' front offices. So the Sixers are not going to find what they're looking for Ben Simmons. This is going to be interesting coming into when when the season does start. It's going to be interesting to see what's going to happen. I feel like they're just playing games. I feel like both sides are playing games. If the Sixers really wanted to trade him, they would have traded him by now. But they're trying to fleece people to trying to fleece teams to try to give them a crazy compensation package for a guy who is afraid to shoot in the playoffs. And that's not gonna happen. This is just not gonna happen. But it's gonna be interesting to see coming in. This is gonna be a really bad. It's gonna be a bad environment for them. Uh, the Sixers are not going to be until they trade him. I don't feel like their chemistry is going to be where it needs to be for them to be a great team. They're gonna have to make a decision, and they're gonna have to get it done fast. Because if they don't get it done now, when by the time it's time to report to training camp, they're gonna be looking to scramble to get this guy out of here. He's not talking to his teammates. He's not talking to the organization. His attitude, like I said, is a kiss my ass attitude. So you don't need players like that in your locker room. You really don't. You don't need that around your team, especially if you are trying. Especially if you're coming off of a bad playoff series, a bad loss. They were supposed to beat the Atlanta Hawks. They were coming into that series. They were favored by quite a bit. So for that to happen and for all this to play out the way that it is really it's not a good look. It's not a good look for either the organization or Ben Simmons. They need to just cut their losses now before it gets worse. Because if they don't, this thing is gonna fester, and there'll come a point where things boil over, and I can see him, getting into argument or refusing to go in the game or something like that. But this is gonna this is gonna start to get ugly, and I think that video yesterday was the start of it. So we'll see how things play out. I think Ben Simmons has to go. I think Philly knows that, and they got to get him out of there and just stop playing games. So yeah. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel. I'll be back with more content, more NBA content, more free agency content, as well as our 2021 NFL preseason preview. So yeah, we'll be back with a lot more content. And thank you guys for listening.